Trash King's intro too. Even sexier, even more jazz. Hey guys and dolls, and welcome to the Trash Movie Kings podcast. I'm your host, Adam Edwards, and I've got just a few quick notes for you before we dive in. New episodes of the podcast go up every Tuesday morning, with video versions premiering on YouTube at 1 p.m. Central the same day. We record on Thursday nights, so give us a follow on Instagram or Twitter at Trash Movie Kings to see what we're watching. That way, you'll be up to speed when the episode releases on Tuesday. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, our email address is trashmoviekings@gmail.com, so go ahead and drop us a line. We'd love to hear from you. Alright, with that out of the way, let's jump in.
What's the movie going to be called?
Really? I know what it's going to be called.
Yeah, what's that?
If it's got Carrot Top in it, you know what a good name for it would be?
What's that, Norm?
Box Office Poison.
She's in it.
What about my career?
Courtney Thorne-Smith, the girl sitting to your left, is in the movie.
I'm going to go see it for Courtney.
There's this movie coming out.
Yes.
Title undetermined at this point.
Chairman of the board.
Oh, all right. Do something with that, you freak.
I bet the board is spelled B-O-R-E-D.
What do you have for me this time? Hacking into the stock market, closing down a bank, fixing an election. It's all easy.
What a bunch of trash.
Anyway, that's the whole reason why we watched this movie tonight.
Oh, okay.
Let us talk about this film.
I think it's the most interesting thing that happened to that movie, and why it's the first entry about it on IMDb.
Yes, it 100% is the only reason people care about it is because of Norm MacDonald.
I wonder how much it's made in syndication or in distribution.
Well, it just made a few cents off of us, so
Yeah,
I want to know how many people have watched it in the last 2 days.
exactly.
yeah, probably a few.
He took that movie down.
I would guess that it doubled its original audience in the last 2 days.
I mean, yeah, probably.
All right, so welcome to the most recent episode of Trash Kings podcast. I'm your host, Adam Edwards. I'm joined by here Apocalypse Howell, Bigfoot enthusiast, over here on my left. And then we've got Amy Anderson, owner, producer of Huggable Riot in Chicago. Joey Graham, producer of the unacclaimed Monster Closet joint, Nothing Really Happens, and star of upcoming Monster Closet film, Dickhead. And then Michael Langhausen, who was the director of photography for the upcoming Monster Closet film, Dickhead, and just overall camera god. So tonight we watched Chairman of the Board. Now I will say that we watched this because we all love Norm MacDonald, and there's a very famous clip of him on Conan O'Brien where Courtney Thorne-Smith, who was in this movie, is one of the guests on that particular episode. Norm is also there, and it's a fun time. So we decided that we were going to trash this movie. So I guess we'll start out. We'll start with Joey or Apocalypse. What was this movie about? What happened in this movie?
It was Billy Madison, except not at all Billy Madison. It was just a terrible version. It was like if Biodome and Billy Madison came together.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but in a true trash film kind of way, it's a ripoff of of another film, which, you know, most of the films that are these trash films are ripoffs of some other popular film. So perhaps Billy Madison, perhaps the popularity of like the Ace Ventura films or whatnot kind of brought this upon it. Somebody mentioned that Jim Carrey was supposed to be in this movie, but clearly it was a piece of shit. They wanted to do it, so they hired Carrot Top. I can't believe I've seen this movie
He
now.
inherits the company. It's one of those.
Yeah, we should talk about what it's actually about. Yeah, a young inventor named Edison meets a billionaire, and the billionaire very quickly dies after they go on a surfing day trip, and then the boneheaded surfer inventor takes over the inventing company, and
The Idea Factory.
I guess initially the Idea Factory. I guess perhaps that was its actual name. I no confirmation on that, but the company, and he does some good work for a while, and then he gets in trouble. There's a kind of a subplot about it going to his head, but it doesn't really mean anything because it's quickly overtaken by the fact that some other guy wants to sue him, and it ends up being, you know, the other guy that's the nephew of the billionaire who's mad about not getting the money. It's really contrite.
This movie is Mr. Deeds Goes to Washington if it was a Discovery Zone commercial from like 1980.
That's very good. But
was Discovery Zone national?
No, that's what I was gonna say. It was regional. So to
Chuck E.
speak more
Cheese.
nationally, maybe Chuck E. Cheese, maybe Capri Sun,
Capri Sun was
brand.
I was thinking the creepy crawlers commercial. There
you go.
Oh, I love those things.
Like a Fox cartoon afternoon toy commercial.
Yeah.
Aesthetic or whatever.
Like a Nerf commercial.
Which leads into that they had a lot of strange product mentions, placements.
Mm-hmm.
Very curious how much money they made on mentioning Snapple, Diet Coke, 7-Eleven, Slurpees, Fila.
Yeah.
And there's probably more. I
think I saw a Domino's logo at some
Domino's. Why wouldn't there be pizza in this?
Diet Coke.
Yeah, I said Diet Coke. But yeah, so it feels like a 90s commercial, the way it's shot with all the weird kind of wide angles and people's faces and bright lighting, all the way up, like studio lighting. It's funny how it's like, we make fun of this now, but it's like the way that like Netflix shows are shot now with like really shallow focus, and fucking every shot will probably be made fun of in 10 years. So, but yeah, anyway, that's kind of what it's about. Product placement.
Yeah. So, I guess from there we'll just go with real quick kind of temperature, pulse of the room kind of thing. Did you like it? We'll start with Amy. Just yes or no, brief couple sentences. Did you like it?
Well, I feel like I bring a certain point of view to this question because as the Elaine to these collective Seinfelds here, I can just say it's not a particularly feminist movie. But I did like that it had the actress that played George Costanza's mother in it. So in that Seinfeld scenario, it came full circle for me. George's mom.
George Costanza.
Has she got a trach hanging? Wow.
Yeah.
Does.
And the dialogue is educational, for sure.
Okay.
Did you like it? I heard a lot of words, but I didn't hear if you like this movie or not.
But I really liked the colors.
It is very colorful. There's a lot of orange and a lot of neon green.
I think there was
And
a lot of
bright
work
blues.
for senior performers, which I think is important.
That's true. There
a lot of ageist representation. So, no.
Yeah.
All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
So I guess moving on then, Joey, what was your favorite part of this movie? And why was it not when Carrot Top juiced a carrot in the blender in his car and then fed the carrot to the old man?
Just the thing to wash him down with.
So, like,
His hand seems giant.
It's gonna blend up this carrot. Make yellow carrot.
Genius.
Carrot juice is gross.
I love carrot
You got
juice.
this thing rigged up
You're
like
nasty.
a
Dick.
I do. I like it.
It's a real kicker.
You think he calls his cum carrot juice?
I mean, he has
I
to.
did not think about how his name is Carrot Top, and he just made someone carrot juice.
Drink my carrot juice, baby.
Okay, that was pretty good. Carrot Top does get some carrot juice. And then we got to talk about Carrot Top's juice.
Yeah.
Getting used in some sex scene, or
And then
at
the
least one
carrot
sex
juice.
scene. And yeah, pardon me for making one of the worst puns ever. Carrot juice, based on only our own jokes. I think my favorite part, actually, now that I think about it, is just Raquel Welch showing up in random scenes and looking really hot for probably about 60, maybe early 60s. I don't know. It was a cat, or Raquel Welch is in this. Forgot.
Sick. What a surprise.
At least we have Raquel Welch just occasionally looking hot.
I know, it's a good idea to just put hot 60-something-year-old Raquel Welch in your movie. But yeah, anytime she showed up, she looks great. And I don't think she knows what she's doing. She's reading the lines and acting like she's surprised by them, and I guess that's about it.
And no one's really sure what her character was in this movie, like what role she played in this at all.
No, I have no idea.
She was somebody that was trying to get the son or the nephew to get ownership of the company away from Edison so that she could then buy the company. She's a corporate head.
Yeah.
She was from
like,
some other
weirdly fucking that guy because she squeezed his ass.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and he goes, I think I just got a raise.
All those in favor of the sale, which is to say all those whose votes actually count because they own 51% of the stock, say aye, aye. Congratulations, Miss Kosick. You've just bought yourself a company.
Thank you, Mr. McMillan. I'm deeply grateful.
Well, I believe I just got a raise.
Boners.
Wow.
This is a good dialogue.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some good quips in this movie.
There's some good erection jokes. And there's Cindy Margolis, which,
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess, yes, it's not very feminist, but I kind of like the sexism tone of it. Like the level of it is like acceptable for me. I'm down with it. It's like, okay, this is kind of just funny, or it's too stupid to like take seriously, I suppose. And it's just like, we took a tennis lesson, and wasn't that a great fucking tennis lesson? I know what you're talking about, yeah, for sure.
You wore me out.
I think that one was much trashier.
Yeah.
Where do I sign?
Wasn't he smoking?
He was smoking celery.
Celery, because I guarantee you Carrot Top was like, I'm a leader for kids.
Here's a shot of me fucking somebody behind like a counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to show himself smoking. I guarantee you that was the situation. They were like, just smoke. And he's like, no, wouldn't it be funny if I'd used like another vegetable?
Always
Like a carrot.
Not a carrot this time. Celery.
Yeah, this movie does not pass the Bechdel test, but I think
Oh, definitely not.
That's
No.
probably not what you're looking for a 1998 Carrot Top romp.
That made $100,000.
$80,000.
Yeah, Norm MacDonald was not wrong about the box office conjecture or whatever.
Box
the guess.
office poison.
Box office poison indeed.
I think.
Sorry, go ahead.
So the best part of Norm was at the very end of the interview where they were like, "What's the name of the movie?" And she tells him, and then Conan's like, "Yeah, make a joke out of that." He was like, "I bet you bored spelled BORED."
which is great, and I've always laughed at it. And we watched this movie, and I don't know, you came in late.
Yeah,
he makes that joke in the movie.
Let's see the boardroom. You guys look pretty bored.
Oh wow. Which kind of blew my mind. It was like opening up a parallel universe of like you're aware.
Yeah. So so Langhausen, so you came in a little bit late, so I'm not gonna ask you too much about like the plot of the movie or anything, but something that I think is immediately striking about this film, and it's something that speaks or that kind of lives in your wheelhouse. How did you feel about the way this thing was fucking shot?
Yeah, they seemed to, like, from when I came in, it seemed like there was a lot of like some the POV stuff and a lot of like up in your face, super wide angle. But I mean, it lends itself to comedy, which this thing is, right?
I mean, on paper, I guess.
Yes, what do you think?
Or it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
We were talking about how we wish there was a name for this style of film, but I don't think there's enough movies that just look like Capri Sun commercials to legitimize them having a name. Like, we're not going to call them Italian, like Giallo's films. Yeah, like anything like this.
The whole thing was very toony, you know.
Do you remember the Pop Secret commercials? Do you remember Pop Secret commercials?
The popcorn?
Whoever directed those originally, that's the name the genre should be called.
Yeah.
Popcorn. I mean, they're just, it's really just like late 90s aesthetic, like to the
It's
max.
just a dude, you're getting Adele kind of fucking vibe.
Yes. It's just
Those
like guys,
commercials were longer.
Surfboards, guys with goatees, dreadlock wigs from Maestro. Clark.
Everything about this movie was terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but
so Apocalypse, you mentioned everything about this movie was terrible, but we have a criteria here that we have to, that we have to look at. So we have the B's. We have blood, boobs, butts, boats, butterfly knives. We found that we added one in this one.
We had to add a new one.
We had to add a new one.
I don't know that this is going to be an official B, but it's like, in parentheses, it's a parenthetical B. They got or there's an asterisk next to it. And that B stands for bees.
So then when they came true, that probably was hard to do. This is insensitive to bees. They're endangered, man.
Bees are one of his props. Get the fuck out of here. There were no boats.
Watching the bees.
There were no blades. There were no boobs. There was nothing.
There was one but. There was one but, because at the beginning of the movie, when they talk about the anatomically correct fanny pack,
it wasn't
turns around and there is a rubber butt.
You said about the anatomically correct fanny pack. Look at that, man. That's nasty.
Does it count if it's a fake butt?
Okay, that actually made me laugh.
and the zipper was down the butt crack.
I
So
know.
I think that might be the best performance of the whole movie. Is the unzipping of the
Was
butt.
the goatee? Was that the
What,
goatee guy?
what was the absolute best line in this movie?
Hands
Oh,
up.
wow. Yeah.
oh, Amy knows the answer to this one.
The best line
Yeah.
in this whole movie is "Don't jerk me off and meet me on the moon."
It looks like Edison is doing a good job of filling Armand's shoes.
It looks like you're doing a good job of filling your pants.
Don't jerk me off and meet me at the moon.
Sorry.
Well, it looks like you've got yourself another winner on your hands.
Don't jerk me off and meet me at the moon. That was the line.
Don't do it. Don't do it. But when he's delivered that line, he said it like, "Don't jerk me off and meet me on the moon." I like as if he was like, "Let's do it."
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of sounded into it.
He wanted you to do it. He was being sarcastic.
I think he was like, "What is this line? No one says this." But okay.
It seems like just two nonsensical phrases stuck together. I mean, not seems like, it is in fact, and that's what makes it so great.
Whoever wrote this was high.
Is it "Don't jerk me off and then meet me at the moon"? Right? Like,
Yeah, but what does that even mean?
What is it? Don't jerk me off or do jerk me off?
He's telling him not to. He says, "Hey, don't jerk me.
Don't jerk me off and meet me at the moon."
What?
Don't do
Okay,
it."
that makes it. I thought it was jerk me off and meet me at the moon. Actually, kind of makes sense to me for some
Jerk me
reason.
off.
On some
It sounds
level,
romantic.
on like some sort of cosmic level of like fuck you, basically. But
That seems like
don't
the text-
jerk me off and meet me on the moon. That makes that's nothing. That's
Jerk me off and meet me on the moon sounds like a text that you would get immediately after the "you up" text at 3:41 in the morning.
Hey, jerk me off and meet me at the moon.
It's a great
Okay.
line. I don't know
What's
where
wrong?
this
it's
came
like,
from.
oh, jerk me off and meet me at the moon.
I should probably take DTF off of my profile.
I really feel beat what?
That's the kind of messages I'm getting at 3 a.m. I need to take DTF off of my profile.
Oh, DTF. And they said BTF, and I was like, is that some sort of Bigfoot thing?
You know what it sounds like? We have a friend when we were very young, like right out of college. She used to get drunk and yell random things at people.
Yes, that's what it sounds like.
It sounds like something D would say. Like he would be like, "I haven't
I know
tried
it.
Thanksgiving. I beg to differ." Like something like that.
Yes, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like someone was drunk or high and writing the script, and they were like, "This is something old people say, isn't it?" And someone else was like, "No," and they're like,
No, it's
"Whatever."
hilarious. This is gold. This is gold. I'm keeping it.
Just
Writing
makes me
the
think
Carrot
of
Top movie. Fuck you.
All right.
Yeah, the other B's were boner jokes. Is all I wrote down. God, there's a lot of boner.
There were a
jokes.
lot of boner jokes in this movie.
Yeah.
But
Carrot Top had one, and his nemesis had a few.
Yeah.
There's
okay, well, I guess at this point it's time to just make a judgment call. We'll go around the horn. Bags of trash out of 5. How many bags of trash? We'll start with Apocalypse.
Negative 180,000.
Okay.
I think that would be 0.
I mean, I'm not shocked by that score, considering you walked out for like 20 minutes at a time. You were just
I had to
like,
walk
"Fuck
my
this
dog."
movie.
I had to walk my dog. Does that mean something? Is that like jerking somebody off and meeting them at the moon?
Yeah.
Walk my dog and blend my carrot. Like, is it?
Yeah.
They blend a carrot in the movie.
I actually walked him down.
Yeah.
Like,
So we have negative 180,000 and or 0.
Well, that's gonna hurt the average.
That's gonna hurt the average a little bit. Yeah. Joey, how many bags of trash?
You know, this thing wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Honestly, it had some like stuff that was fun, but still pretty fucking bad. God,
Joey,
man,
give it 5 bags. I dare you.
No,
I
don't
dare
have
you.
the balls. 5 bags. I don't have the balls.
It'll go into the permanent record.
Bags good or bad? I don't know. I don't understand.
Bags.
It's however you want to define it. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
like they're good and like it's like you can give something 5 bags of trash that is still trash. It's a fucking bad movie, but at least it's entertaining. And I think that's what I'm usually looking at as like how entertaining was this? And this was not as devoid of entertainment as I thought it could have been. Like I thought some of the jokes kind of worked, and even from like being incredibly stupid. So I'm gonna give it 2 bags of trash, which I feel is being generous to this awful film. But
Okay, so 2 bags. Amy,
I had a good time.
Yeah. How many bags of trash out of 5?
My instinct is to say 1 bag of trash, and that is because it, while stupid and really set up to be a lot more fun than it was, it avoided going to the like criminally offensively bad. There was no like no women or children got beaten to death.
Yeah, it keeps it light. I think that's Carrot Top's thing.
Yeah, I didn't see any hate crimes or anything in it, so I feel like it deserves at least 1 bag of trash.
Yeah, it needed like one joke that was like, whoa, like gross, like, but it didn't ever push it too hard. It was like they couldn't even get Carrot Top to smoke. I think, is Carrot Top like secretly like goody guy?
He
Probably.
must be.
I bet he is.
Comic. Like,
He's a prop comic. Yeah, it's a good point. Like,
Langhausen, how many bags of trash out of 5 would you give Chairman of the Board, starring Carrot Top?
Yeah, I mean, I came in late, but from what I saw,
you saw enough.
I saw, yeah. It's kind of with Joey. It has some entertainment value, right? It's very toony. Kind of reminds me a bit of like a Rodney Dangerfield film, but I'd probably give it like a bag of trash with a hole in it. It's just, it's leaking out and becoming less.
Okay, so a leaky bag of trash. All right.
We call that a 1.5, maybe 1.4.
I think it gets the 0.5, but only because of don't jerk me off and meet me on the moon.
Yeah. It has its
garbage bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, for me, I mean, it was like you said, Joey. It was, it was entertaining enough. I will credit a lot of that to the people that I watched it with, because if I watched this by myself, I would not have finished it. Like I would have walked out of the theater probably.
Right. It had some crowdsourced fun.
Right.
I suppose.
Right. Yeah. But it has a style and it kind of hits it and all that stuff. So I'll give it 2. So we'll give it 2 bags of trash. So I know.
It's still negative. Like thousands. So.
No butterfly knives in it at all.
Not one.
Not
now
one.
There was a rubber butt. There was a rubber butt, and it gave us a new beat.
A rubber butt is fun. A rubber butt's fun. Come on.
A rubber butt is
Have a good time.
It gave us a new beat.
Have a good time at the movies. The rubber butt.
Who doesn't like boner jokes? Come on.
God, it's terrible. Oh, I was going to ask, you could edit this in if you want or not, but did anyone have a favorite invention? I guess the rubber butt is kind of the thing that everyone keeps bringing up, but I thought that wine tie was pretty good.
Wine tie was good.
Wine tie I liked.
Did you see in the credits that the like 3 inventions that we were like, that's kind of cool actually, were all created by like this one person?
No.
Yeah, there was specific credit lines for the inventions.
Oh, really?
I think it was a woman's name, and she invented like the flask tie.
Yeah.
And,
I think the ketchup thing.
And the ketchup
thing. What was the POS?
That was like the road trip thing, I think.
Oh, no, that's the bathroom diaper thing that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And then the bowl shirt.
The bowl shirt
was good. Yeah.
It was a lie detecting shirt.
Okay, so this makes me think, because Courtney Thorne-Smith in that interview with Norm MacDonald says that there's no props, and I'm like, 100% she never read the script. She showed up. She was like, "Give me my sides."
It's weird because
there's no props with her scenes.
True.
In my mind, I didn't see a lot of them. Maybe the idea of inventions are around, but it's not super present. She absolutely wasn't present.
Maybe it's because they were all shot in super close, so she just wasn't there when they were.
Right, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I feel like she was left in the dark.
Yeah, because the whole scene with him in the car, like driving in the traffic jam, and the whole car is a damn prop.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Like the first probably 40 minutes of that movie is just prop comedy.
Okay.
Yeah,
right?
But she's not in that 40 minutes.
But she's not, right? Not until.
And then there's the wine tie is the one thing that I'm like, is she in that scene? But probably not. She's definitely not in that shot.
She's in the bull shirt scene at the very end for sure.
I think she went into that interview with Conan just not really, or just kind of wanting to forget it.
Yeah.
Like it was a few months ago, and she's like, "Yeah, I gotta move it up." I like going on Conan, and she made one or two pretty good jokes before Norm MacDonald comes in and like ransacks the place with like a few like all-timers, but she had she had an agenda to have a good time with it, I think, going in. I don't know.
I definitely see why the movie wasn't very popular.
Well, thank you for joining us on this episode of the Trash Kings podcast. I am your host, Adam Edwards, joined this week by Amy Anderson, Michael Langhausen, Apocalypse Howell, and Joseph Graham. Thanks again for joining us, and we will see you next time.